Good morning, Jim. How you doing today? Doing great. We are excited. Joining us today now to discuss cultural phenomenon and celebrity nudity in film and TV is Jim McBride, better known as Mr. Skin. We're going to be discussing his annual top uh, 10 celebrity nude scene list. So, Jim, where would you like to begin?
There were 435 films. Impressive. And when I started MrSkin.com in 1999, remember The Sopranos had just started. There was Sex in the City as far as television goes, but there really wasn't a ton of TV. Now there are, as you know, there's so many platforms, so many television shows, and luckily for um, fans of men, uh, always fun. And we have this right at the front page of MrSkin.com if anyone wants to check out for free. So
Excellent. So you were saying, it was difficult to do that, to narrow it down. What are the most important factors, the criteria that you use for this year's rankings?
celebrity based, in other words, you know that maybe a Netflix might have a show from Brazil where you don't know any of the actresses and it'll have great nudity, but that doesn't. I get to that more in my Anatomy Awards around Oscar time. But the top 10, these are like the top 10 celebrity nudes. I mean, things like the level of the celebrity, the lighting is always very, very important. I mean, the length of the scene plays into it. Was it on a show that is popular or a movie that was popular? So all those things kind of, um, are taken into consideration. And then me and my crack staff come up with what we think are uh, the 10 best. And like I said, sometimes what comes in at number three could easily have been number two or number one, but you have to you have to rank them, and it's never easy. But I'm not complaining. So,
Exactly. It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it.
what fun ones on our list that maybe your audience might know or want to know?
Exactly. Starting at the bottom with John Cena.
Yeah, was um, from Peacemaker, which is HBO, and James Gunn has had a ton of success. Guardians of the Galaxy, Superman, and he also has Peacemaker on HBO. There was an amazing scene. John Cena came out of a just like a drug-induced stupor and wakes up at a party where it's just this huge orgy. That's the way you describe it. You've never seen so many memorable. That's why it came in at number 10 on our list.
Speaking of that, were there any ones that were, so close that runner up, that number 11, 12, that you were like, I want to put them in?
So they'll have to be in next year's list. So that's an example of I wish they had released it a little earlier, but what are you going to do? We'll get to it next year because it definitely would have been a top 10, might even have been number one when it's all said and done.
It's awesome that there's something fun to look forward to.
Nicole Kidman in Baby Girl, which came in at number eight as my number eight nude scene of the year, and she plays a high-powered executive who's married to Antonio Banderas and a young intern starts at her company, played by Harris Dickinson, and they end up having an affair. And it's very sexy because they switch roles, like where she becomes almost submissive to him, and it's a very sexy movie and great nudity. It's the 21st time in Nicole Kidman's career that she's done something with nudity. She started in the 80s doing nude scenes, and here we are in 2025 and still going strong, so it's very impressive.
Definitely. And then, I mean, an actress of her caliber, hasn't she won major awards as well?
Oh, yeah. Level of another one that was really popular this year. The White Lotus is a very popular show on HBO, and there was an actress named Amy Lou Wood who became pretty famous from this show, and anyone who watched it, um, anyone who watched her in the second episode of the season saw this topless scene with Walt Goggin, but she's famous for she's the actress with the teeth that it's weird because in this day of all actresses being perfect, her teeth are a little buck tooth, and even SNL made fun of it, and it was, but she's beautiful, and the nude scene was great, and that came in at number 5 on our list.
So it sounds like there's some really great scenes that people need to check out at mrskin.com.
And another down the 10 is not easy, but we're also not complaining.
That's awesome. So I know obviously the main point is the about the top 10 list, but other than that, you all have such great content year round.
1999 has been chronically every nude scene from movies and television, and then we review and rate and explain what's best and what we think is best for the year and all that kind of stuff. But it's been a fun community. What a fun job I have that this is what I get to do for a living. I didn't plan on this when I was a kid. I wanted to be a center fielder for the White Sox, but here I am, and I've been doing this. It'll be 27 years next August, which is pretty incredible.
That's awesome. And so it sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of exciting work. Um, Definitely. So how big is your staff currently?
Uh, we're remote now since COVID. We used to have an office in Chicago, but in the last couple of years we've gone completely remote, and I have people work for me from all over the world, especially in our tech department. But it's a lot of fun. We have our office Christmas party coming up a week from tomorrow. It's funny to say office Christmas party because we don't have an office anymore, but it's all the people that still live in the Chicago area that'll be there, and it'll be fun to see everyone.
Excellent. Well, Jim, it has been a pleasure having you on the show. Uh, Before we let you go, hey, my pleasure. Before we let you go, obviously, mrskin.com. Any other things that they need to know? Do you all have any? I know sometimes after doing the interview with you, I get ads for other companies. Are you related to any of those other companies?
The Playboy stuff advertised with, but yeah, our MrSkin.com is really an R-rated website. It's movie and television nudity, so we kind of like we're not like PG, but we're not X, so it's kind of like that in between.
In between. Sounds great.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining us, and we'll have you on again when you have your awards.
you got it.
Excellent. That was Mr. Skin. It's always a pleasure to have him on the show. It's a lot of fun, very entertaining, and he's got his big awards, and he's got 10 great nude scenes for you to go watch.